War. War never changes.
Avast, YouTubers! We have finally reached the peak of the summit. For this be Acadia, refuge of the synths, and the new home of one Kasumi Nakano. No sense in dilly-dallying around outside. Let's go inside and introduce ourselves to the leaders. What? You expect me to do my intro? My introduction speech? Don't expect that every time, you know. Besides, this is just one of those talking heads episodes, by which I mean there's not gonna be any action, just talking, and more talking with my occasional commentary. So if you're into talking and stuff like this, then then this is the episode for you. If not, I suggest you go check out one of my other videos.
You know, when I first climbed this mountain above the fog, I thought to myself, now here is a metaphor worth taking in. You've entered a place of clarity, understanding, peace. While you're here in Acadia, Synthkind welcomes you as long as you welcome them.
What are you?
I told you. I'm the old synth on the mountain. I know the plastic skin and tubes out the back can be unsettling, but I want to ask you to look past that. Tell me why you're here, and I'll try to help you.
Alright then.
I came here looking for Kasumi Nakano.
Really? I'm impressed. Few would brave the kind of journey you've had for the sake of someone else. Kasumi is here. She's safe and unharmed, and you're free to see her if you'd like. Before you do, though, tell me, do you think Kasumi is a synth?
We're not answering any more questions until you play straight with us. Just who the hell are you, really? There's only one synth with that kind of face and a mind of his own. And I only see him when I look in a mirror.
Nick, it can't be you.
Don't give me that. What are you trying to pull? I've never seen you before in my life.
Please, if you're willing to give me a chance, I can explain.
Alright, old man. I'll throw you a bone.
Do you really know Nick?
Let me tell you what I know, and you can judge for yourself. We were prototypes, Nick. The first synths capable of independent thinking and judgment.
Keep talking.
One of the Institute's experiments had to do with how our brains could process personality. If we could handle individualized feelings and behaviors, I was allowed to develop mine based on experience. But with you, they wanted to try transferring an entire personality into you. It took several attempts before the personality imprint worked. I saw you wake up not knowing who or what you were so many times. I couldn't let them do it to you anymore. We were the only two prototypes they made. I literally saw myself in you. You were my brother, Nick. I helped you escape the Institute. We left together.
If I were your brother, I'd remember.
That's where you'd be wrong. This happened over a century ago. There's only so much memory that can fit into the prototype brains we have.
I've heard enough. I think you and I need to talk about this. Maybe not now, though.
Agreed. This is a big revelation.
Nick, is he really your brother?
If he is, it's news to me. Can synths even be related? Just because we're from the same assembly line, does that make us family? I gotta think about this.
Is it really possible that you wouldn't remember any of this?
You mean Institute failsafes, the beatings I've taken over the years, and plain old age? Or are you buying this whole "there's only so much room up there" argument?
It's possible.
It's not like we've got the instruction manual.
I know humans are capable of unlimited memory capacity,
Back to why we're here.
but synths, I'm not so sure.
Nick, I don't need you to believe me. I'm just glad to see you again. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here. Now, about young Kasumi. It's important that you understand exactly why she's here. I asked you before if you think she's really a synth. If you could indulge me with an answer.
Why does it matter?
She came here with that very question, and the answer changes every part of her world. None
That's
of
the
us
mustard.
take this transition lightly. She's facing the possibility of her entire life being a lie, that someone stripped her very identity from her and made her into something she isn't. I want you to understand that before you see her. She has a chance here to live as a synth, not hiding, not pretending to be something else. One more question, if you'll indulge me. You're here for Kasumi, but I suspect there could be another reason you came to us. Tell me, are you a synth?
Nope. Not a synth. I'm a human being.
Are you sure? I don't mean to question you, but what's the first memory you have?
The day the bombs fell.
I remember being in my house the day the bombs fell. We ran to the vault. We were frozen. I was the only survivor.
No memories before then?
Plenty.
A single day, and then waking up alone. We so easily accept what's presented to us as the truth, don't we? Isn't it funny how a memory can feel like a whole different reality? People, places, even sounds and colors can change. Or someone else has changed them. I won't lie to you. There will always be other explanations. Trauma, disease, the background radiation. They all take their toll on the mind. But I can promise you that we will accept you, no matter what you decide you are.
Such a kind person, but I'm still not a
I've
synth.
heard enough. Where's Kasumi Nakano?
Of course. Kasumi is usually working down below. You can see her whenever you like. Acadia is open to you. Feel free to walk the grounds. Introduce yourself to my co-founders, Faraday and Chase. Did you need anything else before you go?
Yeah, I think there are some things I need to tell you, like who I'm affiliated with.
The group that held synths. The railroad.
Whoop whoop!
I don't understand why a group dedicated to helping synths would convince them through fear that their only option is to hide. Yes, they volunteer for the memory wipe. Yes, not knowing you're a synth makes it harder for the Institute to find you. But the cost, I know how frightening it is. The risk of capture. But sacrificing what you are, avoiding the true struggle to be accepted as our own form of life.
We try and protect
Are you
synths.
saying you don't want the railroad's help?
It's not about that. It's about how you've let fear blind your cause.
Maybe.
Ideals aren't gonna protect escaped synths. We do what we have to.
I know that's what you think. I just... No, I shouldn't judge. I'm over here, far from the Commonwealth, in relative safety. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
I'm also in the Brotherhood of Steel.
I'm in the Brotherhood of Steel. We have plenty to say about synths. How dangerous they are.
We're not dangerous. Those who've used us, tried to replace humans with my kind, they're dangerous. All we
Bingo.
want is to live in peace.
I'll give you guys a chance.
Thank you. Now,
And also, I'm in the Institute.
just
I'm working for my son.
I'm in the Institute.
that's quite an admission to make. I'll say this to you.
Sure.
As a scientist, can you not see the value of it? All you have to do is do nothing.
Fine.
Thank you. Now,
Who are you? What's your story?
I came to this island over a century ago, hiding from my creators, the Institute. But after my escape felt secured, I was left with nothing. No programmed task. No false memories. I spent a year just sitting in a cave. Just sitting. One day, it finally occurred that maybe... Was there anything else?
Tell me more about this place.
All I want is to bring as many synths here as I can. Beyond that, we just want to live in peace. Was there anything else?
So, everyone here in Acadia?
Yes. Either they were escapees we managed to find before the instant.
I should get going.
Of course.
We're in there a long time. Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine. You worry too much.
Sometimes I feel like you don't worry enough. You know we blew 3 more relays this week. I'm coming in. You stay right there.
Alright, enough horsing around. It's time for me to go do what I came here to do and go get Kasumi. Excuse me, give me a moment.
Circuitry is completely fried.
Kasumi Nakanoa, I presume?
I'm right in the middle of something.
What's that you're working on?
Just trying to cobble some pre-war junk into something usable. Now, do you mind telling me what you're doing here?
I'm a detective. I was hired to find you.
You're a what? You came all this way for me?
You left without telling your folks why. You must have known they'd be worried.
Look, my mom and dad, I mean, those people that were taking care of me, they wouldn't want me back. Not if they knew the truth.
Kasumi, listen to me. You're not a synth.
Believe me, I've thought about that. How you can never really know. But it just answers so many questions. I thought if I just left, it would be easier for them. I've been lying to you this whole time.
Do you have any proof?
Little things. Dreams of waking up in a lab.
Mm-hmm. You haven't replaced anyone. Kenji and Rei are still your parents.
I really wish that was true. Acadia isn't what I thought it was. But I can't leave until I've gotten to the bottom of it.
What kind of problem is there in Acadia?
It's a long story. Wait, you find things. Track down answers. What if I told you that there's a secret? A big...
All right.
Okay. You saw all those computers that DiMA's hooked up to, right? Well, Faraday asked me to help do some repairs on them, and that's when I see it. Data models DiMA has been making. One was the fog taking over far hard. What if DiMA is so open and welcoming because he's...
We should get to the bottom of this. If DiMA is putting on an act, we need to know.
I'll help if I can. But that's not much to go on.
I know. I've been working on that, but I haven't... I keep seeing DiMA, Faraday, and Chase head into the laboratory at the other end of the hall. There's actually a storage space right next to there. It'd be a... I've also tried breaking into Faraday's terminal, since he and
I'll figure this out.
Okay. Good luck.
From one case to a new one. It's never easy for us, is it?
Easy living this ain't, Nick. Easy living this ain't. Come on, we gotta go.
Hey.
I'm listening. You got time to talk now?
What's wrong?
Wrong? Oh no, nothing's wrong. We've just been traveling for a while now, and I figured, especially after all that stuff with DiMA, that you deserve to know more about me. So, there anything you want to know?
A few things.
What do you remember about the Institute?
It's all pretty hazy from back then, but now and then I get glimpses. Life inside the Institute, they keep you isolated. A single test chamber was my whole world for years, and someone was always watching. They've cut you loose. Welcome to the...
What's with the outfit?
After I started the agency, it just seemed like this. I got some old memories, pre-war. Faded to all putting on the hat and trench coat. I figured it'd let folks know I was serious. Guess I felt they made me the man.
So who are you, Nick?
That's a question I've been trying to figure out myself for a long damn time. I know I'm a synth, authentic Institute handiwork, but I'm still mechanical, not bioengineered like the fancy synths giving everyone the willies these days. I get too... You remember when DiMA was talking about my memories, my personality? They're all lifted from some cop who volunteered for an they scanned his brain and copied it onto the hardware. Don't know why they chose to make a robot based on some pre-war cop. But hey, maybe that's why the Institute...
Wait, the original Nick was from my time?
Sure was. Which meant when I finally ended up out here, it was quite... I remember waking up one day in a garbage heap, a body in tatters. Suffice to say, it was a... Folks didn't really know much about synths back then, so when I finally ran into people... But the kids, they weren't afraid. I think his name was Jim. The first person to actually grilled me for an hour. Once they'd seen I wasn't going to hurt anyone, the other folks in the neighborhood, it eventually turned into a pretty swell soiree. Local mechanic even gave me a once-over. Those people,
Sure.
It's a surprisingly rare trait out here sometimes. Part of the reason I've stuck around this long.
Uh-huh. Where's that town?
I tried to go back and say thanks. Once I'd gotten myself a stem. Don't know what happened to the people.
If you're good to people, they'll be good back.
Couldn't agree more. Well, I expect you're about as bored as can be listening to me rattle my skeletons.
Alright, enough gabbing. Let's get on with the spying. Okay, the one in the lab coat is Faraday, and the woman is Chase. Chase is the next Institute courser, by the way. I probably should have shown the video, but I figured you guys would be uninterested.
We need
Sorry.
to accomplish this without bloodshed. Far Harbor and the children of Adam have a right to exist on this island, the same as us.
They're going to kill each other, DiMA. There's no stopping it. We need to pick a side now.
Haven't we already picked a side? Building the fog condensers around Far Harbor wasn't exactly a neutral act.
We couldn't stand by and let the people of this island die to the fog.
Just like you couldn't just leave the Cult of Adam without a home? Giving them the submarine base was a mistake. The nucleus, as they're calling it, is basically one big fortified position.
Far Harbor had cast them out. They have strange beliefs, but they have always accepted us for what we are. And Confessor Martin was a friend.
Well, the new Confessor isn't. High Confessor Tectus is an unstable megalomaniac, and he's gonna keep threatening us as long as we're helping Far Harbor.
Guys, can we talk about the elephant in the room? We keep dancing around it.
My old memory banks in the submarine base.
I can't believe you never told me about those. I have to wait until they become a security risk.
I know how it looks in hindsight, but at the time, it was an act of trust. I was honestly more worried they'd accidentally trip the pre-war security and get hurt, giving the children my old home, allowing them to safeguard my old memories. I thought our people would be working together.
Just how secure are the banks? How long do we have? And what's in them?
I've gone over this before, Chase. I don't know what's in them. That's how it works. It's as close to forgetting something as I have. But I've run some projections of worst-case scenarios. If we do nothing and the wrong knowledge falls in the wrong hands,
So send me over there. I'll be in and out in a day.
we can't risk it. They know you're from Acadia. If you're caught, or even seen, then it's war.
We should at least prepare her to go in. We're running out of options. I say we tell her how to crack into the memory banks.
You've been working on this without me?
It came up in a private moment, Chase. But yes, we've been writing a program that will let you access and download my memories. It's not going to be like a normal hack. You'll be breaking through a version of my own mental network. It'll consider you to be an intruder. I've loaded the program with some instructions I've recorded that will help guide you through it. I'm afraid it's difficult to explain without seeing it for yourself.
I'm finishing up some tweaks to the program right now. I'll leave a copy of it for you on my desk when I'm done.
Get the program, use it to break into the memory banks. Got it.
Hopefully you won't have to. We'll keep monitoring the situation. I only want you going in if we have no other choice.
DiMa's got his fingers everywhere on this island. And whatever's in his memories isn't something we can wait for someone else to find.
We gotta find ourselves. Looks like we're in deep. We're in this real deep, aren't we, Nick Valentine? This is gonna be one hell of a ride, people. So stay tuned as I climb and figure out my next move.